the news itself. Please join us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE, Farmington. This by My Labs, patient-ordered testing. San Juan Regional Medical Services to offer blood screenings year-round. Now offering walk-in convenience to get the blood tests you want when you want them. My Labs, patient-ordered testing, is available at the hospital's laboratory and the outpatient diagnostic center on Thursday. Tests available. There's option everyone. Labs, patient testing, a wellness service of San Juan Regional Medical Center. (8:33) Thursday morning on KSJE. You're listening to the Scott Micklin Morning Program. Good morning, everybody, and good morning to our viewers who are joining us live on Facebook and on YouTube this morning from KSJE's brand new visual radio studio here at San Juan College. It's 63 degrees outside our studios at the moment. Winds are out of the east at 9 miles per hour. And our weather forecast, lots of clouds and lots of chances for rain, which is good. 85 for a high today, 84 tomorrow, 83 for Saturday and Sunday, and overnight lows right around 60 degrees. I'm Scott Micklin, and my guest on the radio this morning from the San Juan County Partnership, Pamela Drake, Executive Director, is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us.
Good to be here again.
Yes, indeed. Debbie Frank's also here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to have you here as well. And we've been talking about the 5th annual San Juan County's Got Talent, the annual talent show that is a fundraiser for the San Juan County Partnership and also a chance for folks to, I guess, show off a little bit about the talent that they have. And so you're looking for acts, and we'll talk more about that process in just a moment. But this is a major fundraiser, as we've said, that helps the programs of the San Juan County Partnership. And so I wanted to take some time to remind listeners and viewers exactly what it is that the partnership does in San Juan County. And it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
We have many different programs that we do. You know, our mission statement talks about working toward community wellness and prevention awareness, and we were founded under substance abuse prevention work several years ago, 1991 as a matter of fact. And so we've been around a long time, and that's kind of how we started, by forming a coalition to address substance abuse in the county. But since then, what we learned early on was that substance abuse is kind of an overlay of other community issues. Mm-hmm. And so we have branched out, and we do a lot more than that. I would say that a lot of our work is still around substance abuse prevention. So it's important for people to understand that we don't do treatment, we're not counselors, we're not on that end of it. We're on the beginning end of it, where we address community issues that could influence people using substances when they probably shouldn't.
Right.
So
sure.
A lot of our focus is on underage drinking prevention, which I'm very happy to say over the past 10 years has been going down quite a bit. So we're happy about those results, and we like to take some credit for that. Not entirely, because it's a community effort. But I think that we have a hand in that. So we do a lot of things to address underage drinking prevention and drinking and driving prevention, which I think most of our viewers know that drinking and driving has been a problem in the county historically.
Right, sure.
But what they may not realize is that that statistic has gone way down. We're in much better shape as far as drinking and driving and fatalities related to drinking and driving than we used to be. We used to hold some great award for being the highest, county.
One of those bad lists you don't want to be at the top of.
One of those bad lists, and we're not
and we
at the
were
top.
for a long time,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
No, but that being said, we still have people who drink and drive. So we continue to work on that and try to help so that people aren't making that decision, that they make the good decision and find a designated driver or stay put after they've been drinking.
Right.
So,
and that's important, again, to keep those messages going, because repetition, anyone in marketing or advertising knows, it's a lot about repetition, hearing that message over and over again, that really does help change behavior and changes the thought process.
That's correct. And I think part of a lot of what we do is raising people's perception of risk. So if people think that they can drink and drive, or if young people think they can drink and get away with it and nothing is going to happen to them physically, mentally, no consequences, then they are more likely to engage in the behavior. But what we try to do is to show people that there are consequences involved with this, and to remind them of that. We publicize the sobriety checkpoints and other law enforcement efforts. You know, the law enforcement agencies in the county are very active to try to prevent drinking and driving as well, and get these people who have been drinking off the road. So they do what they call saturation patrols, where they're just out looking for people who have been drinking and driving and are driving. And so we publicize that. We let people know that law enforcement is working on this very hard on a regular basis. And we actually go out on sobriety checkpoints with the agencies when they go. It really is a very interesting thing to do. We hand out materials talking about underage drinking and other things like that, and we give them a couple little freebies in there and thank them for not drinking and driving. And the law enforcement agencies are very cooperative and very respectful and welcoming for us to go out on these checkpoints with them.
Right. And this is outreach that you do throughout the county. I mean, you're not just limited to the 3 cities, to just Farmington. I mean, you go out all over the place.
We do.
And to schools as well, right?
We do. We do. One of the things that we try to work with school districts is to revise their alcohol, tobacco, and other drug policies so that they're up to date, and that the consequences are sure. People know what's going to happen if they get caught, young people know, and that the consequences are followed consistently. And that's a national strategy that shows that if consequences are constant and sure, that it does actually reduce underage drinking in the nation.
Right. And that is, again, throughout the county and in the schools. You do a lot of work, I know, on the reservation as well, which is important work, too, because we don't always hear sometimes about some of the issues that they face in some of these very, very rural communities.
And it's an interesting thing when you're working on substance abuse prevention, and particularly alcohol, because as we all know, the Navajo Nation is a dry nation, and there's not alcohol being sold there. So some of the strategies that we would use in the cities are different than what we would do in Navajo Nation. We have a coalition. We have a couple of coalitions, San Juan County Partnership Coalition, which has been in existence since 1991, and we also have the, excuse my pronunciation, but I do the best I can, Dene Bahojo Coalition, which is a drug-free communities supported coalition that it operates in Shiprock. And they have a lot of different strategies that they do there. One of the things that has been successful there, and is a national strategy as well, is to clean up places where young people or adults go to drink during the day, drink or do drugs during the day. So they find a spot, and the spot is kind of secluded. People can't see them. So we've been going out and cleaning up those areas so that they're open, and it's not a place for kids in particular to go and drink during the day.
Right. My guest this morning, San Juan County Partnership, is here in the studio. Pamela Drake, Executive Director, and Debbie Franks as well from the Partnership. And we're talking a little bit about some of the programs that the Partnership does throughout San Juan County, many of them based on prevention and education, but there are others as well.
Yes, we have a housing assistance program that we do that is booming. It's a booming business. We work with people who are homeless and have a disability, and that disability can also be a mental health issue or a substance abuse issue. So we get them into housing because that's like the first step toward being a productive citizen in the community.
Right.
So we do that. We also help people get into housing who have been in a shelter, whether it be just a regular shelter for homeless people or domestic violence situation. We help people transition from that into permanent housing. And then people who are at imminent risk of homelessness. So they have an eviction notice in their hand. They can talk to us and we can see if there's a way that we can help them as well.
And that's an important program here. We always hear about the difficulty in finding affordable housing here in San Juan County, and so it's programs like this that can help some of the population.
We work really closely with the landlords, with the property owners, and we have a great relationship with them, and we know exactly the ones where we can house people and that they're welcoming, and they know it's a win-win for them because we help with financial assistance, and we also continue to check up on the people to make sure that they're doing the things they need to do to be good tenants in the housing, and it's working really well. All of our housing units have to be inspected. They have to be covered by HUD, the Housing and Urban Development.
Right.
I am on the air,
that
so it's
federal
harder
agency,
to think.
that's right.
Anyway, they have standards, and we make sure that all of our units that we place people in meet those standards.
Very good. And then again, the goal is to eventually get these folks able to pay their own way and to be able to keep and get a job or whatever the case may be, or raise their kids or have a safe place for them, and get them back into society and be productive and know where they're going to be sleeping at night and all those different things.
Exactly. It's a housing first model that is adopted at a lot of different places throughout the state. I know Albuquerque uses the housing first model, Santa Fe, and it's let's get people in housing and get them stable, and then we work with other agencies in the county as well to try to help people with the other needs that they may have.
Very good. And then there's also an AmeriCorps part of the San Juan County Partnership too, correct?
Correct. We manage for Sedacon chapter, which is the Hogback chapter. We manage an AmeriCorps program there, and if people aren't familiar with AmeriCorps, it was established by President Kennedy that many years ago when Scott and I and Debbie, we were all just a mere children at the time. And it's a national service organization where people become members of AmeriCorps and they devote a certain number of hours to the program, to the community, and then at the end of their service year, they receive an educational award that they can use to go to school, to pay student loans, or they can give it to their children or their grandchildren. So you have to be 17 to be in AmeriCorps, but there's no upper age limit. And the program at Sedacon focuses on veterans and military families.
Nice.
And we have had that program at Shiprock too, and we're transitioning and hoping to start it at another chapter, but I probably shouldn't say which one it is until it's carved in stone.
Right.
So,
okay.
But it's a great program. It's a win-win because it helps the members to learn skills and to learn to be professional and hold down. It's not a job, but the things that you need to know, the soft skills for working. And then it's a huge win for the community because the members do so much for the community.
It's been a lot of great projects and programs, as you mentioned, for veterans and for the community that you've already seen accomplished because of these AmeriCorps volunteers.
Right. Environmental stewardship, where we've worked on removal of noxious weeds and trail building for people so they can get more exercise. And, do we have time for me to talk about Healthy Kids, Healthy Communities?
We do, indeed. Yes, please.
We, through the Department of Health at the state, we have a program where we address increasing nutrition and exercise for kids in school and for the communities, the whole community as well. So we do things like teaching them about good foods and what is good to eat, and do like tasting with them so that they know that eggplant really can be good, even though it looks a little strange.
What are you talking about, Pamela?
And also we try to help them increase walking to school, walking and riding their bikes to school. And then we've been very active in the community with the farmers markets that take place in the summertime, promoting them. And there's a community garden. I think you've had Patience Williams from our staff here, and she's on fire about the whole program. But it really is a great program and reaches so many people in the community to just make our community a healthier place.
Which is what we all want, right? Which is part of the whole reason for being.
I think we do.
That's true.
Yes.
I think you're right. So, very good. Well, that's just, a small snippet, everybody, of just what the San Juan County Partnership does in our community each and every day with a variety. And again, when you talk about all these different programs, I can only imagine there's different grants and funding sources and money from this pot that you can't use over there, but you can use it over here, or what have you. But that's why an event like San Juan County's Got Talent is so great, because that is a fundraiser giving you a bit more money to use to support these other things that we're talking about.
Basically, the fundraiser is to help support our infrastructure, because people want to fund the program. They want to fund, go out and do perception of risk presentations, but they don't want to pay for our copier.
Go figure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird, but
you need a copier, and you need phones, and you need a desk and a chair, and maybe even a computer monitor.
Maybe a new one.
Yeah.
Every nonprofit has those costs involved, and they're hard to cover. It's hard to cover those things. We have an external audit every year, and we have other things, and that's what this fundraiser is about. It's to keep us in existence so that we can do all these programs.
That's true, and that is San Juan County's Got Talent, and we want to remind everybody that auditions are happening soon, and to get your application in, Debbie Franks, right?
That's right.
They can pick them up at the office?
They can pick them up at the office. We're at 3535 East 30th Street. You can go to our Facebook page, and it's on our Facebook page. You can call us at 566-5867. And you can also email, if you want to email, office@sjcpartnership.org, and we will get that application to you.
Okay, very good. And again, there's no fee to audition, right?
There's no fee to audition.
Take part in, right?
That's right.
And they're to the show reasonable.
Right. And what is that?
It's $8 for adults and $5 for children.
There you are.
It's really a fun show.
And it's a great show. And there's a lot of different types of entertainment, as we've been talking about this morning. I mean, from singing and dancing and who knows what all, because it just depends on who's going to audition, of course. But it really is a variety of entertainment, and it's always great to see the level of talent from our community.
Yeah, it's amazing. We have had some really, really good people. And that's an important point, too, is the talent show is not even just for amateurs, but even professional people are welcome to come and be in our show, also to audition. So
they can do that. The only thing would be if you've won before, you can't compete this year.
Right.
That would be the only difference. So.
Right.
But it will be on October 20th, so folks should mark their calendars and get ready to join us at San Juan College right here.
It's so much fun. People really enjoy the show, and we have a warm-up band every time.
Right.
And the warm-up band just does a great job of engaging the audience, and people just love it. It just every year we hear over and over again how much fun the show is. And what I like about it particularly is working in prevention. It's a positive thing. You know, we work on the happy side of it. We try to help people to have a better life. And this is part of it, you know, where it's just a positive thing where we're focusing on the good things in the community and the people who have good talent that they want to share with us. I want a comedian or two.
Right.
Yeah, so if you're a comedian and you're listening, be sure to audition, because we'd love to have some comedians in the show.
That would be great. That would be great. But singers, dancers, I mean, it's
Whatever
pretty much wide open.
it
It
is.
is.
Unless we have to clean up after your act, and then it's not.
Yeah.
So animals are out
And you
and
can't burn the place
fire's
down.
out.
Yeah.
But other than that, you might be surprised with what you could do
You might.
on stage.
You
So
might.
there you are. Great. Well, thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it very much. And again, I can't wait for the show on October 20th. You all have the tough job, I think, of going through all those audition submissions and then deciding among all those to whittle them down to so the show isn't like a week long.
Right.
So,
Right.
so thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
But-
Thank you for being our MC
You're
every
welcome.
year. You do a great job, and
Well,
we
thank
love
you.
having you there.
I love being there, so I'll look forward to it yet again, and I'll shine up my shiny shoes.
Shine up your shiny shoes.
They'll be ready to go. So excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Pamela Drake and Debbie Franks from the San Juan County Partnership, my guests here on KSJE. Back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time is 8:52.
At the end of World War II, the United